Hey, Tamara here. Happy day, happy day, happy day. If you are brand new here, you want to make sure that you come in, say hi, let me know that you're new. I love to shout you out. Also, if you have been struggling with weight loss, if you are in perimenopause, menopause, if you think you might be in menopause, or heading toward menopause, or even post-menopause, and you're struggling to lose weight, especially that belly fat, that midsection, the love handles, the side boob, the back fat, the neck, the arms, the thighs, you're going to want to keep watching. I'm going to go ahead and share this out. If you're watching, please feel free to do. Would definitely appreciate that. No. I don't know why I always get calls when I'm live. Like, it's the weirdest thing. It is the weirdest thing. So anyway, again, let's start over. My name is Tamara, and today I'm going to talk to you about my journey with losing weight in menopause. Actually, I have the wrong picture up there. I don't know how to change it either. I don't know how to change it. I have no idea how to change that, so we're going to roll with it. But you can actually see it in my face, too, on that picture that's on TikTok. Okay, so my name is Tamara Hamilton. I'm a 49-year-old mom of 2 adult children. I have 2 beautiful and incredibly amazing grandchildren who I love with my life. I'll be 50 in January. Last year, this time, I was struggling with losing weight. In fact, I struggled to lose weight over the last, 4 or 5 years. I had a hysterectomy at 35, so in 2009, I was surgically put into menopause. However, because I still had ovaries and was ovulating, a lot of the symptoms that we typically associate with menopause, I did not begin to experience until sometime within the last 5 years. Everybody knows how crazy the last few years have been, so I'm sorry, I can't be more specific than that, okay? At some point in the last 5 years, I know by the summer of 2018, 2019, things were definitely noticeably different. Mainly mood swings, irritability was my primary concern. And probably in the last year or 2 is when the night sweats had started, okay? I've suffered from insomnia since 2012. So let's roll back. Let's look back to about a year ago. About a year ago, I was really struggling to lose the weight. You want to know why? Because the things that I did when I was in my 30s, the things that I did when I was in my 20s to lose weight is what I was doing. And when your body and your hormones start shifting and moving and changing, the things you did in your 20s and 30s probably aren't going to work. Now, for some of you, you might be freaks of nature. It might still work for you, but it just was not working for me. In fact, it was like the more I tried to lose weight, the more weight I would gain. Now, I will tell you some things that I have found in the last 6 months that worked, but let's go back to still last year. So to continue, last year I was struggling to lose the weight, okay? My blood pressure, put on 3 different medications, still struggling to maintain it at 120/80, okay? My blood sugar levels were going up when I needed them to not go up. I needed them to stay where they were and even go down maybe a little bit, right? So we didn't want to get into that danger zone because I ain't going out like that. I can't speak for nobody else, but I decided a long time ago that that was not going to be the reality for me, okay? I also was struggling with insomnia and, going to sleep at a decent time, getting good quality sleep, because those are not necessarily the same thing. A lot of people don't realize that, right? The mood swings and irritability were a little bit under better control last year, but I mean, like, now I am just, thank you. Somebody said, I hear you, girl. Ain't going out like that. I'm not. Nope. I've seen too many people in my family. It starts off with amputating a piece of a toe or a toe, and the next thing you know, they do half your leg, and then the next thing you know, they're burying you. And I'm not doing that. I've seen family members go into comas from that, and I just decided that I wasn't gonna go out like that. I remember when my paternal grandfather passed away, my Uncle Kenny, who, that's my dude. Like, I love me some Uncle Kenny. He, you know, he was just so sad and distraught because he said all he had to do, one of the things he could have done was, you know, get up and move. Go for a walk for 15, 20 minutes a few times a week, 3 to 5 times a week, and he might still be alive and might not have had to have that amputation. So things like that made me see that, you know, it's reversible to a degree. You know what I mean? I know friends, I know people who have reversed it. And so my whole thing is to not have, it's like skincare. I want to preserve and prevent as much as I can, because it's a lot easier to preserve and prevent than it is to reverse. Okay. So last year was really rough. Okay. The last few years, you know, on top of everything that was going on, you know, I'm really going into perimenopause, menopause, right? Because like I didn't have periods since 2009, but I still had ovaries, right? So a lot of those symptoms that we associate, I did not experience until in the last few years. And what I found as far as losing the weight and the belly fat, and can I tell y'all, I have gained and lost weight. It's been a thing with me since my 20s. I was very petite in middle school, high school. I did, you know, I got my freshman 10 and then some. I turned 18 one Tuesday, had a baby the next, and I looked great after my babies, right? So I can't even blame it on baby weight. The baby just turned 26, right? So this thing with me and weight, you know, that's some thing that I have dealt with. I'll let it get to a point, and then I'm like, you know what? We gotta stop. We gotta stop this. What we doing right now this is not gonna work. We gotta change this, right? And so that's what I've been able to do. I hit my maximum, and it's like, honey child, we got to, and I do. But I found in my mid 40s that just was not working anymore. That I had to figure it out. And so on top of, like I said, last year this time, struggling to maintain my blood sugar levels, you know, keeping them out of the danger zone, my blood pressure, keeping it within range, struggling to do that with 3 medications, right? And I was modifying my diet and doing all these things as best I could, and still struggling. The most I've ever weighed in my life to now, I've lost 30 pounds in 6 months, okay? I've lost over 20 inches. I am at my lowest weight that I have been in 10 years, okay? The lowest weight that I have been in 10 years. So I see I can't pronounce that. I'm going to say Nicole. Nicole said, me too. I'm right there with you. Yeah. So let me tell you what I've done. And I'm getting a little parched, so I need to make something to drink. I've got some water here. So that's one of the things that I did, right? Is I increased my hydration while also cutting out the sugary drinks. Your girl, like, everybody has their thing. For me, Dr. Pepper was a problem. It was like an addiction. Like, I was talking to my cousin's wife a few weeks ago, and I was like, I knew it was a problem. Like, I felt like an addict when this happened. Okay, so let me tell you. Okay, so I live in Wisconsin, southeastern Wisconsin, and we can get quite a bit of snow in winters, and sometimes it snows sideways. I don't know if you've ever experienced raining sideways, but sometimes it snows sideways, right? And I lived, like, I could walk out my front yard, walk down to the corner, go up half a block across the street, and there was a gas station, and they had Dr. Pepper on the fountain, okay? So it happened to be not one, but multiple snowstorms where it was snowing sideways, and I don't know if it was the stress, the boredom, whatever. I felt compelled to get my butt out there when it is snowing sideways and go to get me a Dr. Pepper from the tap. Now, I didn't go and get, you know, a Dr. Pepper. I got the biggest one because I filled the cup with ice, because then it's ice cold and it's snowing sideways to go get a Dr. Pepper. Now, while I was there, I could have grabbed cans, I could have got bottles, But I didn't want that because an addict knows what they're addicted to, and I wanted the Dr. Pepper off of the fountain. Now, mind you, it's a gas station. Now, even these fast food restaurants, they suspect to me. One of my first jobs was at McDonald's, and I used to, because the supervisor who would go around from the friendship store to store, because she owned multiple franchises, she hired a supervisor, Tom, and one of the things he did, taking me under his wing, mentoring me, was show me how to clean and change those lines, right? I've never seen them do that at the gas station, God only knows. And I knew that, and I knew I might even be consuming black mold. And I didn't care because I was that addicted to the Dr. Pepper. Okay? This is important because I'm going to tell you something that has helped me with those cravings. Okay? So, I cut out the sugary drinks. I hydrate with electrolytes pretty much daily. And then I make sure I move my mass. I move my body for 20 to 30 minutes at least 3 to 5 times a week, right? And in the winter, I make sure that I actually go to the gym and work out with a trainer because I'm less likely to get outside because, hey, I work from home and it gets really cold here and I just don't do outside like that in the winter. I love outside, but not in the winter. Okay, I need some ice. And I think I might indulge in a little water tonic this morning. And then I'm going to tell you, because here's the thing. Like I told you, what worked in your 20s and 30s is likely not going to work for you in your 40s, okay? It's likely not going to work for you in your 40s, right? We'll take care of that later. So, I actually found a system that works. Because in my 20s, I remember my cousins who were my best friends. We all chipped in and we bought some pills we found in a magazine and they didn't do anything, right? I bought all kinds of pills and potions and Slim Fast and things. And nothing has done for me what this system has done, okay? So, as we are in menopause, perimenopause, postmenopause, and our hormones are shifting, our weight is literally shifting, right? And this product really focuses on your body composition. So it really focuses on fat loss because this here, remember I told you I was petite in my 20s. I was petite in my 30s, and not my, part of my 30s I was, but I was very petite in high school. In fact, people even wondered if I had like a disorder or something because I was really petite in high school and middle school, right? And so this whole tire belly thing to me is new. I've never, even with having 2 children, I won't say my stomach was like flat after 2 kids, but this whole, like, I've never had this big of a stomach, like ever in my life. This came with the shift in hormonal change from being surgically put into menopause at 35, and then once my ovaries and that decided, oh, this girl ain't had a period, why are we still working? We need to stop ovulating because she ain't had a period since 2009. We can shut it down now, right? That's when all of this really started to bulk up. And let me tell you, there's still plenty there, but it ain't nothing like it was. And it was really of concern to me because last April, I had an auntie pass away of a massive heart attack. My grandmother passed away on my dad's side when I was 18 of an aortic aneurysm. The day after Christmas last year, my dad's youngest sister passed away of the same thing. Now, let's go back to Thanksgiving last year. I was really sick. It wasn't, I took the little home test and it wasn't that, but I had like this just really bad cough, and the doctor was like it was some virus or something because I had to go on 2 different rounds of antibiotics, and I just really, my mind went there like, this could have turned out a lot worse. You really need to get your body, you need to get your house in order. You need to get your health and wellness house in order. And so I finally reached out to my friend Lauren, who lost like 96 pounds using this system. At that time, I don't know, it was probably 80, 90 some pounds. But I watched her for many, many years. I had even ordered the sauce before, and I stopped taking it because I switched to a powder collagen. Big mistake. I'll tell you why, okay? And so I ordered and got the system, and then it began this whole thing. And I knew that they were going to be coming out with a menopause product, and I knew that I needed a menopause supplement. So before we go into all that, I want you to understand that it's okay to get help. Because like I said, the 2-a-days, because in my 30s, I was doing 2-a-days working out with 3 trainers, doing kettlebell class, doing cardio combat, getting on my bike and riding for miles because it was cathartic, right? So I was doing a lot. Some of that cardio, like the cardio kickboxing and that, it's fun. It's a great release, but it may not be what you need for fat loss in your 50s because it can increase your cortisol. See, because the thing is, when we think about menopause, when you think about perimenopause, which can be like 10 years, the average woman goes into menopause in her 50s, right? And they say, like, if you got your period early, you can expect to start to go into menopause early. Well, I got my period at 10, okay? So, we think about hot flashes, right? We think about estrogen, right? Well, there are so many more hormones in your body that still may go out of balance during this time and any time of your life. And cortisol is that hormone, and leptin resistance, and another hormone called ghrelin is what can do this, right? And you know what causes that? Stress. So that stress from heavy, intense cardio workouts can actually be making your stomach bigger. I am not a doctor. I am not a, what do you call that? I was going to say a therapist, but a trainer, right? I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. These are things that I've read and heard people in those professions say. So feel free to fact check me and go to Google anytime, okay? You are responsible for that. You have to hold yourself accountable for that, not me, okay? So that is where some of that comes from, right? And so it's okay to get the things that you need and what I want it to do. I'm not saying hormonal therapy is bad. I'm not saying HRT is not something I wouldn't ever do, but it's just like Botox and needles and surgery. I'm going to do what I can do on my own before I resort to that. What you decide to do for you is your choice. Because a lot of boomer women, for example, they just shrug it off and they just say, just do HRT. I'm just not really into that, okay? It's not where I want to be right now. I wanted to find a way without doing that, and so far, so good. Not saying I won't ever, but right now I don't have to, so I ain't, okay? Because I've also seen what that has done for some people, especially with the rage and the mood, okay? So this product is like a pudding. In fact, I haven't even taken it today, so let's take it. And it has conjugated linoleic acid in there, and what that is going to do is the particular CLA in this formula is plant-based, and it's clinically proven and shown to inhibit fat cell storage, decrease fat cell production, and basically improve and increase your fat metabolism, your body's burning and processing that fat that is there into energy, okay? So it's working kind of double time for you, okay? We need that in menopause, perimenopause, and menopause, okay? This is actually part of a 3-product system that I'm going to introduce you to here once I take my teaspoon today. Okay, I'll talk about what you saw me put on it in a second, okay? So this product is great. Where I first noticed that it worked for me was the back fat and the side boob, right? Just incredible loss there. My neck at one point was 18 inches. It is not. I've lost over 3 inches in the neck, okay? I've lost inches in the thighs. I've lost it in the waist, okay? I've lost inches on the arm as well, okay? So check, it did that. It also tightens and tones your skin, because nobody wants to lose all of that fat and then be walking around looking like bones with a bunch of skin on it. Hello, how are you? Okay, so it has the medical grade collagen in there. And collagen is now, I wish I'd known about it in my 20s. I would have been taking it in my 20s. Collagen is what I consider a daily essential. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body, and by the way, your body naturally slows down its collagen production in your early 20s, beginning at like age 19, like 1% a year. So by the time you're my age, your collagen production is down 30-40%. And collagen production is important because it actually is surrounded by two other things, chondroitin sulfate and hyaluronic acid. Your hyaluronic acid production also begins to decrease in your early 20s. Now, you probably might be familiar with hyaluronic acid from skincare products, right? You've probably heard of hyaluronic acid being in skincare products, and that's because it really hydrates your body from the inside out and your skin, and it pumps it and moisturizes it. It also gives it elasticity, which I call that bounce back, which is the skin's ability to, you push it and it bounces back up. So a lot of times that's where your wrinkles and fine lines come from, okay? Okay, so I'm going to tell you how to get one. Just text me at 414-404-6040, okay? 414-404-6040, okay? So not most of the collagens on the market do not have all three of these. Most of them will have hyaluronic acid in there, but they won't have the chondroitin sulfate. And the reason this is important is because it increases your mobility, right? So remember, one of the things you really want to do to manage that fat loss and that weight loss in your 40s, in your 30s, and your 50s is you need to move your body, right? And I had a lot of joint discomfort in my left knee. Like, I was telling the story about going down the stairs one by one, step by step. This, I don't have that problem anymore because I would get so much discomfort and it would feel like a rubber band was about to snap, literally at times. Now, remember, some of that is because of the weight, right? All that weight puts extra pressure on your knees, but the weight is also due to lack of mobility. I'm not moving as much, right? And so that was like a big light bulb for me. Like, okay, I'm willing and I can move around more. I dance around my place, and my goal was to drop it like it's hot and get back up 2 times by the time I'm 50, okay? So I'm telling you the system. Some of y'all are already questioning, so just text LBS for Lean Body System to 414-404-6040. You can also tap my face up here on TikTok. I'm going to come up halfway on the screen. Click the red button to follow me if you're not following me, and then click my face again and end up over on my profile right above where it says Q&A in red is my website. When you click on that, the number is there. But there's also a button, the third button down. If you click on that, that's going to open your messages app, and then you can just text LBS to me. It does come in 5 different flavors. My favorite is mango. You just saw it on that spoon. It tastes like a frozen mango. There's also chocolate, which is the best seller. We sell a butt ton of chocolate. It's most people's main bay. A lot of people do 2 different flavors. Chocolate is their main one, and then they might alternate or sometimes switch in or even mix it with another one. Mango is my boo, okay? But for a lot of people who like chocolate, I'm just not a chocolate person. Chocolate is their main bay. And then they might also do vanilla, which is tastes like a cake frosting. There's coconut lime, which they say tastes like a pina colada, and then there's also lemon, which tastes like a lemon head, and chocolate tastes like brownie batter. Okay, so that's the first step. The second is burn. This is your metabolism booster, because did you know that your metabolism slows down? Your metabolism slows down, and you probably know that. I probably don't have to tell you that your metabolism slows down. I remember years ago reading that once you hit 40, your metabolism slows down to the point that you will gain 1 pound every year if you keep everything the same. If you keep everything the same as you were doing in your 30s, you do nothing different, beginning at 40, that's what, it was one of those big websites like WebMD or or Health-Wise or something, Healthline or something like that. And they said your metabolism slows down as a woman to the point that if you do nothing different, by the time you're 40, you will begin to gain 1 pound a year. 1 pound a year. Now that's not a lot, but after 10 years, that's a 10-pound difference. And I know people, I have people in my family I've seen that happen to. So what this does is it boosts your metabolism. Okay, it's clinically proven. It's also plant-based, and it will increase your calorie burn by 20% if you take 3 pills a day. Okay, it has as much caffeine as 2 cups of coffee when you take 3 pills a day. Now it's less than that per pill, but 1 serving is 3 of these, and that is the same amount of caffeine as 2 cups of coffee, right? Now you might be caffeine sensitive. I rarely do 3 of these a day. I usually do 1 to 2, but I started out with 3 a day. I started out doing 2 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. Actually, I started out doing 1 at a time, and then I moved to 2 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, and I may go back to that again soon. Okay, I just have to watch my coffee intake when I do that, because I can be very caffeine sensitive, and what I love is it does give you the energy, but without the jitters and without crashing. You get none of that. Okay, and it also is going to suppress your appetite. Okay, because I had 2 things working against me: sweets, I'm not chocolate, but like sweets, like Skittles, like red licorice, like anything caramel related, caramel frappuccino, caramel this, caramel that, Rice Krispies treats, those kind of things, you know. So it helps suppress your appetite and kick those cravings to the curb, because it's got ingredients in there that stabilize your blood sugar. So your blood sugar isn't spiking, and that's where those cravings come from. That's also part of why, along with hormonal changes, why every night between 10 and 11 and 12, between 10 and 12, I would get insanely hungry. Like not hungry, not the, you know what I mean, you're thirsty, drink some water, you don't need to eat. Not that you're bored, not hungry. No, I was hungry. Okay? And I would have to eat something. I try to eat as little as possible, but I would have to eat something every night. Okay? And so this helps with that. Then there's also Activate. This is, let me tell you, okay, I might rush you out a little bit here, but this is your monthly cleanse. It's White Pants approved. I have to tell you that up front. It's also plant-based. It's got aloe in there. It's got apple pectin in there. Something else, flucozanthin or something like that. I can't pronounce it. Shouldn't even pretend to try to. But the great thing is all the ingredients are on the website, okay? And when you text me, I'm going to send you a link that's going to save you $10. But this is White Pants approved. It's 3 packets. You don't get 30 packets. You only get 3. And they're good for 1 for each night, 3 consecutive nights in a row. And what it's going to do is it's going to help you move that 8 to 10 pounds that most people have of impacted dookie in your shoe. Okay? And that impacted dookie in your shoe is a problem, because it's not only preventing you from losing weight, it's giving you insomnia, it's giving you really bad breath, it's giving you brain fog, lack of concentration, it's giving you breakouts in your skin, it's giving you irritability and mood swings. It's giving you a lot of stuff because of the gut hormone connection, because of the gut brain axis, because of the gut skin connection, because 70 to 80% of your wellness rests in your gut. Okay, and so that is the Lean Body System. It retails for $175.99. Now you can get products individually. I do recommend, however, if you really want to see results like mine or better, or whatever is best for you, that you try the full system. I recommend committing to it for 60 to 90 days, okay? And we reward you for doing so. Not only will you save the $10 with the link that I'm going to send you when you text me at 414-404-6040, you are also going to be able to save an additional 5 to 15% on your first order by subscribing and saving. Don't worry, I am pretty laissez-faire. So I don't like being in your business. You're not giving me credit card info. You're not giving me any of that. You're going to the website and you're ordering. You're also the one in charge of managing your subscribe and save. Okay, so you can modify it at any time. okay? And then your second month, when it auto ships out, it's going to double. The company is going to match that, and it's going to go from 5 to 15 to 10 to 30% off. So I have not had a customer pay the full sticker price yet. In fact, most pay like about 142, 147, but your health is wealth, and like any wealth, you got to invest in it, okay? So this is the system. Now, with the system, you want to make those changes like I did. They're going to give you a booklet, and the booklet is going to go through like how to take your measurements. It's going to go through the lifestyle changes and tell you to pick 3 of those. It's going to, you know, give you some sample suggested guides for working out, for eating. It's a great booklet. There's value in that alone, okay? And so the 3 that I picked were cutting out the sugary drinks, hydration, and moving my body for 3 to 5 times a week for up to 150 minutes, okay? So that is the Lean Body System. Now, I promised to tell you about these beads that you saw me put on the spoon, okay? This is for optimizing your gut health. I've had a lot of text messages, a lot of Facebook messages, a lot of emails about your gut and the belly bloat. This is going to help with the belly bloat because the Activate is going to stimulate it and help keep it moving, but this is actually going to optimize what's going on inside of your gut on a day-to-day basis, okay? Because we all, just like we have our unique fingerprint, we all have a unique microbiome system, microbiome in our gut, right? Remember, 70 to 80% of your wellness is in your gut, right? So to optimize that, we're going to feed it with your pre, pro, and postbiotic. I'm not going to go into detail of what all that means because, like I said, I am not a scientist. I am not a dietitian. I am not a doctor. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a personal trainer. I am not a health coach. I'm just a woman who is in menopause and was not told by the doctors what to expect and could find very little information. So I take it upon myself to get in these internet streets and tell y'all and validate that you're not going crazy, that this is what happens, and that it's normal, but there is something that you can do about it, okay? So this is great for balancing a lot of things. Now, there are 3 other things that I'm going to talk about that are optional. You don't have to do them, but because I've been getting a lot of text messages, I'm going to talk about them. Now, if you are caffeine sensitive and you don't want to test the waters, like I knew I could do some, I just didn't know how much, right? I didn't know how much before I hit my quote-unquote breaking point with the caffeine, right? So it's not like I can't do any caffeine. If you know you can't do any caffeine, what you may want to opt to do instead is 2 bottles of the liquid collagen, right? I already told you about the collagen. It's going to increase your hyaluronic acid production. It's clinically proven to by 6,000% in 28 days when you take it as directed. It's going to increase your joint mobility. It's going to give you that nice glowing skin. It's going to help with the lines and the wrinkles, improve their appearance, right? And your skin's hydration. So there are 5 or 6 different formulas. I personally go with the pure because it doesn't have any added sugar, okay? The Life is the best seller. It has the superfruits in there, so it does have a minimal amount of natural sugars, no added sugars because of that superfruit juice that is added to it, okay? You can get 2 bottles of these for the same price as the Lean Body System, okay? It would be 2 bottles of the same formula in the duo, or you can mix and match 2 separate bottles if you want to. I don't know if that's the 175 though. It might be a little bit more because usually on the duos and the combos you get some sort of break, okay? So collagen is also good for your digestive health, okay? I forgot to mention that earlier, but collagen is really good for your digestion. In fact, if I have a little bit of acid reflux, I will, take a little bit of this to help calm that down. And this is also a tablespoon a day. I usually take it in a little shot glass, just, because I'm extra and bougie like that. And then OVA-M is what I take in the afternoon for those mild menopause symptoms like night sweats, hot flashes, irritability, sleep issues, and if you have libido issues, I hear it can help with that too, okay? And it's just 2 pills, no hormones, it's integrated nutrition. And by the way, all of these products are formulated to work very well together, which is part of why I believe I got the results that I have had, right? And then each day, and I actually haven't started these yet today, is my foundational nutrition, okay? One of the reasons I was concerned about the belly fat is the cardiovascular stuff that is a big threat to women in menopause, right? And then you combine that with the bigger belly, with the visceral fat that can be hard and stubborn, and you definitely can be a candidate for cardiovascular issues. And having high blood pressure didn't help. So I take my omega-3s every day. And then in here are also 3 multivitamins / multi-minerals. There is your antioxidant and adaptogen, so mood swings and irritability. And then there is also the vitality complex, right? To have your things firing, you know, your pistons firing, and, you know, keep you feeling alive and moving, right? So there's like 30 different nutrients between 4 different types of pills, but there's a total of 7 pills in here, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 different pills. So I don't take them, all at once. I take my omegas, and then I take my vitamins, and then, you know, I take them, I'll pop 2 every 15-20 minutes until I've had them all for the day. And then my afternoon, about 4-ish, I like to take these, because I don't know, I find taking them in the afternoon really helps me better with the sleep. I was taking them in the morning, and I think, yeah, honestly, it was just too much for my body. So I find taking this in the afternoon is great for me getting to sleep. Not only at a good time, a decent bedtime, but I get good quality sleep. I wake up like, ooh, that was some really good deep sleep, right? Reminds me of that time I put lavender on my grandson's feet, and he woke up like, Nana, I slept so good. I was like, yeah, because Nana got you. You should put that lavender on your feet, that lavender oil, okay? So let's run through the lean body system again. Trim is your conjugated linoleic acid. It's going to reduce fat cell size. It's also going to inhibit fat cell storage, and it's going to increase burn of the fat cells that you do have already by increasing your fat metabolism. It also has the collagen in there, so the CLA is helping to lean and tone your muscle, and then the collagen is leaning and toning your skin so that you're not walking around with looking like bones with a bunch of sagging and loose skin, okay? And it's clinically proven. And then there is the plant-based metabolism booster, 3 yellow pills, up to 3 yellow pills a day, as much caffeine as 2 cups of coffee, and you're going to increase calorie burn by up to 20% when you take all 3 in a day. You're going to suppress cravings and suppress your appetite and kick cravings to the curb. And then there is your monthly cleanse, 1 packet each night for 3 consecutive nights, mixed with 8 ounces of room temperature water, has a lemon ginger taste, and what it's going to do is actually stimulate that 8 to 10 pounds of impacted dookie in your chute that's prohibiting you from losing weight and wreaking havoc on your health and wellness. And I just got a reminder, I'm having so much fun, I didn't even realize it. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta Zoom in a few minutes, and I gotta get ready for it. So I will be back though, and I will share more and talk to you later. Bye-bye.